A quick overview of Sudowrite. It is another powerful AI tool to assist writers. It does a lot more than I use it for, but mainly I'm using Claude to help me in story generation and idea generation, creating an outline. Sudowrite has some of those capabilities as well. I use it because it's really good at rewording specific paragraphs or rewording sentences. So that's how I'm going to use it and show it to you on how I use a Sudowrite. So the paragraph we cut and pasted from our Word document was this one about where am I and how do I get here. You can see as soon as I highlight it, I get a button, a menu that says, would I like to rewrite it? And the answer is yes, I would. I go over here to the right-hand window and it asks me, do I want to rephrase it, make it shorter, more descriptive, show not tell, more inner conflict, more intense, or I could customize it with my own way. You can see here the suggestion is be more quirky. Well, I don't want to be a quirky, so let's just try rephrase and let's see what we get. So while I was waiting for Sudowrite's response, I noticed that I was mainly working on how our young man was feeling on the beach. But in this very small paragraph, we had a second topic, but then hunger gnawed at him. So I separated out that as a separate line, and that will in fact become its own paragraph. But looking back at how Sudowrite rewrote this, he did a pretty good job. Questions flooded his mind without a warning. How do you end up on this deserted beach? Why am I all alone? So I think that was a fairly good response, but I still have the sensations of hunger as the second part of this. So I'm going to rewrite it using just the first part of the paragraph. I'm going to highlight it. Ask Sudowrite to rewrite, but this time I'm going to make it more descriptive. So let's see how Sudowrite does with a more descriptive response. Sudowrite came back with two more descriptive responses. Both are pretty good. So I'm going to choose the first one. As he opened his eyes, a bright line showed down upon him, and insert that into our working document in a Sudowrite. But this time I want to rewrite it and make it more intense just to see what happens. So I'm going to come over here, more intense, and let's see what our response is. So the response that came back from Sudowrite, asking it to be more intense, they're both good. I'm not sure they're any better than the more descriptive response I got, but you can see that I can read 2 returns from the more intense version, 2 returns from the more descriptive request, and then originally 2 returns from rephrasing. And you can go back and just pick a line out or pick two lines out from either of those responses and merge them all together to create the paragraph that you would like. I'm pretty happy the one that's showing on the screen, so we'll leave it like that is, and let's go and try and fix this hunger that it's gnawing at our young man. So once again, I'm going to rewrite this simple sentence, ask Sudowrite to rewrite it. I want it to be more descriptive, and let's see what Sudowrite does. Got 2 reasonable paragraphs coming back. I like the second one a little bit more, so I'm going to put that into our working document. And this time, just because I want to see what may happen, I'm going to take that more descriptive paragraph and make it with more inner conflict. So both inner conflict responses from a Sudowrite were both, again, fairly good. I'm going to insert the second one into our working document. And now we're going to cut and paste both these expansions of that simple paragraph back into our Word document. And then we have to make sure that it reads correctly. So we're looking at our Word document again. I have highlighted and copied the passage that we created in Sudowrite, and I'm going to paste it into our Word document. I have a simple formatting here I need to correct. But you can see where we've gone from a pretty short paragraph to two fairly extensive paragraphs. I haven't read through them yet to see if they really fit into our story, but that's going to be the next aspect. The final thing that I do with a Sudowrite that I want to demonstrate is as follows. One thing I've noticed is that Claude has a tendency to start a paragraph with as. In this particular case, you'll see highlighted in yellow on your screen as he trudged along the shoreline. Having one paragraph that starts with as is not too bad, but if you notice our other paragraph that I'm highlighting at the beginning on page 1 is also as he opened his eyes. So I simply want to rewrite that as he trudged, and I'm going to use Sudowrite to do that simple sentence restructure. So you can see that I've copied that sentence into Sudowrite. We're going to highlight it. We're going to rewrite it. And all I want to do is rephrase it. And it gives me two options, which I'll just pick the one that makes the most sense. I happen to like the second one. I'm going to put that into my working document. Then I'm going to cut and paste it back into our Word document. So you can see on your screen the highlighted yellow sentences where I had copied the phrase from Sudowrite and pasted it back into the Word document. Now, I don't want to belabor the videos with me going through every paragraph and updating it either with Claude or updating it with a Sudowrite, but I did want to show you how I did it. And I think you hopefully by now have a good sense of how you can use these tools. I have a tendency, like I said before, to use Claude to help me craft flow of the narrative, help me in transitions. And then I use a Sudowrite to help me with wording on specific paragraphs before and make sure that they flow. Finally, I will go through and read this entire document to make sure everything is flowing correctly. And I think I mentioned this before, but my final step is I will run the entire document through a Grammarly just as one final check, make sure punctuation, things of that nature, misspellings it picks up. Maybe there's a poorly worded a sentence that Grammarly doesn't like that Sudowrite did like or Claude liked. The tools fight one another periodically. Anyways, that is the end of the videos as it relates to editing chapter 1. The next video is very exciting. We're going to craft an image to put in front of this story, either as the title page of our book or the title page of the story or an entrance to chapter 1. So look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for your time and have a great day.